Welcome to another King's Crusher ICC Blitz Banter or Banter Blitz. Okay, it's the time is 9 o'clock, and let's just check the preview. Okay, so we've got Tren David. I'm just going to make sure this is muted and the board's okay, and then I'm gonna accept Tren David. The board's not quite 100%. Sorry about that. And a Windows update, and let me just redo that board for a moment. It should have been like this, I bet, with the top showing before we have any games with that. Sorry about that. There's been a big Windows update recently, and I've also got 4 clocks going. Okay, that's better. A little bit better. Okay. I think we're ready to start. It should be okay on the preview pretty soon. Tren David has killed me before. I'm not going to try and underestimate him. What is this? This is 3-2. This is 3-2. I've got a blue shot on today. A bit of trivia there. I've had a haircut recently. Another bit of trivia. Hi all on stream. Hope everyone's having a good time. Evening. Okay, I'll try Austrian attack. I've got a system razor sharp here. Which involves a knight sack. Yes, it does involve a knight sack. This is a Nakamura line I picked up, which some of you might be aware from some hack attack videos on the channel.
Check.
So I'm hoping this is going to be dangerous enough. Okay. So if the rook moves, bishop c4 check is pretty dangerous.
Check.
Well, I'm going to play it because of queen h5. Oh, well, knight e6
Check.
looks juicy. Winning the queen. This looks like a juicy start to the evening. Alright, thanks Tren David. T-Knight hasn't got a rating. Let's try and stick with people with ratings just in case, or should I just accept non-rated? Dorst, 1967. I'm not sure. What does that mean? Should I be playing okay, I'll think about it. Hang on, let me think about this. Should I be playing anyone and everyone? Probably. Okay. Dorst. Hello Dorst. So that flag, fun with flags here. If I hover over that flag successfully, Netherlands, yes, of course it's the Netherlands flag. Of course I knew that. So I hope the layout is okay while we're waiting. Whoa, just trying to type something there. Layout, okay. Now I'm trying to play bishop e7 here. Let's clamp down on b4. I want to play for g5, g4 because I've played this way before actually over the board game, and it worked once So on that basis, it's an interesting idea, sort of, if I don't get annihilated on the king side, which is possible. I mean, the thing is, any time g4 is played, f3 to undermine later, and I could be in big trouble. Maybe I'm thinking like g3, a little bit of entertainment on later f3, g3. I'm hoping it has some entertainment value, or that I get mashed. Either way, it might be entertaining. Anyway, maybe there's bishop g5 on f3, but then f4, f5, that could be dangerous. Okay, let's try and unravel a bit of the queen side, although that doesn't seem possible the way I've played it. Maybe a knight into c4 is the only thing I can do realistically. There's only queen c7, there's always knight b5, right? So I'm wondering to establish a knight here as a kind of thing French defense players do, clamp down on b3 and try and get into the c4 square here. Now, can I afford? I'm hoping I can afford this move. It stops the immediate knight c7. Oh, I was going to say layout is okay, yeah, now, just to make sure. On stream, right there. So I'm threatening bishop takes b5.
Check.
Whew, I might have to take this, and I know it's dangerous. I know I could get mashed. I know. But at least the rook's not an f1, right, for f3. c4, am I keeping that established? I'm hoping there's no b3. Is this knight staying there? Now, I'm also thinking rook g8 if I want to play h4. What do I get my king here? This is... oof, I don't know. Decisions. Maybe. h4, I don't know. I'm pretending to do something attacking. Can I get away with this? In fact, I've noticed something about this position, that on any bishop takes c6, I think I can take with this pawn, you know, and play bishop c6 after, on any bishop c4 takes and bishop c6 pointing at g2. Now in conjunction with, say, h4, h3, oh, okay, he's looking at a4 and he's looking at g4. Can I do this? Now he's looking at, well, bishop g5 is out of the question. Can I play h3 just to get a queen into f3? I do know that also there's pressure more on this, but I'm hoping it's reinforced enough. I know my king's still in the center, so you shouldn't in general do active operations with the king in the center, but it's sometimes I think I can get away with it. So here I'm hoping I can get away with it. What about queen d4 or hg? Hg, hitting the knight. Hoping just to get away with this with queen d4. There's a lot more pressure, right? Oh, there might be knight d5 or knight f5. Knight f5 could be embarrassing. This could all embarrassingly backfire. I'm aware of that. As long as my king doesn't get mated, I'll be happy to indulge some materialism. There is knight e7, but does he just want a rook? There's rook h8 for queen h3. I hope Things are getting a bit scary. Yeah, I am aware my king's in the centre, but how can he get there to it to mate? I'm hoping queen h3. Or queen h7. There's not really attacking anything there. That bishop there. I'll go here anyway. Again, I mean, because I've sealed that b3, it's one less thing to worry about there. He doesn't have to worry about h2. Doesn't have to worry about his clock situation. You like the shocking resources? Yeah, I've got some more shockers. I had one last night to show you, actually. I managed to really mess what I thought was a fantastic position. And indeed, I did mess it up when I looked at it in detail from my recall. I have to go over that. It is shocking how I messed up. Okay. Oh, now the undermining. But you can't use that bishop because of h2, right? So I'll welcome him to use that bishop. Go on, please use the bishop. I'll play queen h2. Okay. Oh, I've got 5 challenges here. Chindo played before. Chan, hello. Hey, now fun with flags. It's Sweden. Global tonight, pretty global. Okay. I'll play, you know, this sort of mainline-ish, not the Smith bar all the time. It gets a bit repetitive. I'm hoping this is going to be some fun as well. This is a 1970 style system where my opponent hasn't gone into the poison pawn variation, which means I can castle queenside and actually protect the poisoned pawn on b2 and have a pleasantly aggressive looking position, at least superficially. Protects d4, that's a note as well, so I'm protecting b2 and thingy at the same time. Can I actually, if I did this a5 a4, would that be so terrible? I wonder. It does mean I'm wondering if bishop f6 rook d6 is worth it. He's not denting my pawn structure as such, in which case if he has to play that, f5, I'll be blocking in this bishop. He's got knight e5. Don't really know. Okay. I think I've seen this sort of play, just playing in the centre for knight d5, if he's not castling. Now this looks mega aggressive stuff. I wonder if I can play bishop f6 and knight d5, because his king is still in the centre. This will can collect that pawn. This could be a very bad idea to play knight d5 for sure. So I'll play it anyway. Because I'm wondering about g4, g5. If his king's still in the centre, I'm hoping I'm doing something with this. On the other hand, yeah, I could just be a piece down. It's true.
Check.
Oh, he's given me back the piece. That's generous. In which case, I've got my pieces are feeling the power. They're feeling the power of the pieces here. In which case, without being a piece down, so that's pretty cool. I think he should have played knight e7. I'm not sure how sound this was. Now casting, there's queen e4, right? Hitting e7 and h7. So no, I had a club match last night. I had 2 30-minute games. I managed to lose both, and I'm going to do a post-mortem because he's a really good player. But I managed to lose both last night, and have a headache and tired after of like travelling. It's great fun. Great. Yeah, I was thinking about how could I mess up such a good position. So I'm going to have those lovely feelings because it's the over-the-board season now. So those fantastic feelings you get from messing up winning positions. So f5, f6. I don't think he's got a major check. Now what would f5, f6 do? I'm not entirely sure, but probably I should go for it. So he's evicting my queen, huh? And if I want an exchange of queens, because I'm piece up now, in fact. So if he takes her, I'll take that rook. There. I think I'll do this, installing a fawn pawn for queen h6. The deadly queen h6 is on the cards here for going into that g7. So queen h6. Queen h6. How's he defending queen h6? Right, there's a classic checkmate trick which everyone should know here, that I will be threatening queen h7, king h7, rook h4 checkmate, celebrating the rook and the pawn. A beautiful mating pattern. I picked this up from losing to Michael Basman with it, who played really elegant positional play from his Grob system and ended with this cute checkmate, and it impressed me ever since. That queen h7 can actually be a fantastic move. Oh, he's resigned here. Oh. Let me just show you that on the board. Hold on. Oh, if I can. So, say black. Whoa. Whoa. Say black plays a move, right? Let me just show you this pattern. Takes.
Check.
Rook h4.
Checkmate.
It's checkmate, you see? Okay, now another challenge. Chess freak. Okay, from I think that's is it Cube? Am I getting this wrong? Is it Cuba? I'm going to be really embarrassed if it's not. Okay, it's probably not though. Trying to hover. The hover's not showing. Okay, I think it is. Anyway, yes, I think I'm right. Yes, on this occasion. Okay, bishop g7. Okay, quick d5. Now he's weakened his dark squares a little bit. I can just play for an isolated queen's pawn. I know that's not very exciting necessarily, but you know, it is like a structural concession here, having this isolated queen's pawn, which I can gang up on. I can double the rooks and blockade. Probably, you know, rook d7, d8 runs into bishop b5 if he's not, if he's protecting that. But I guess I can just pile the pressure on d4 here. That doesn't help, does it? I suppose he wanted to protect. Let's see if he plays bishop b5. If he doesn't, I'm going to just try and win this pawn. I'm going to try. Oh, well, I wonder if I can just do this now and accept the double pawns to win this one. I could be wrong. This might have been a price too far, but I have got rook d6 here as well as rook d7. I mean, the king f7 would protect e6. This could be very difficult to win actually with these double pawns. Yes, I'm not convinced. Can I do something with this or not? King e6. It does hold these two squares, so any king e4. If king e6, then I'll have rook d4, and without rook c6 if I don't move this one. So let's see, king e6, does that really do anything? Rook d4, rook b4. That will protect b7, hit b3. Try and make his rook passive, rook b1, a5, but then how to proceed after that? b5, ab, a4 would be interesting. Trying to get a passed pawn and take his b pawn after. So if we have this situation with a rook on b4, a rook on b1, a5, b5, a4 with the pin, then, you know, say b6. I'm just going to like take on b3 and be another pawn to the good. So that is an interesting plan. I'm wondering to go for it, But do I first play king e6? Because rook d4, let's say rook c5, king e6, rook b5. It's a tempo going around the corner here. So I'll play king e6 with the sneaky idea of rook d4 without rook c5 winning a tempo, basically. If I can get rook d4 to b4, then this evil plan could be set in action of a5, b5. Ah! He's stopped it. He's thwarted it. Thwarted. Can I go round here? Now on rook b4, b6, unless he's got a5, if I go around here, is it silly to have the rook on either c3 or b4 or not? I'm wondering, this could be a hard grind. This rook and pawn ending. This could be a really hard grind. Anyway, I don't want to be negative about it. Let's see. Let's see. He might still allow... Nope, he's not allowing that. Okay, okay. What about this guy? Hang on a sec. This guy over here. I've got access to this guy. That little pawn, the little H pawn. Rook b3, rook c3, rook h1, rook c7. So actually I want to try and get this rook passive before rook c7 happens. I don't want to chase this and lose this. Now if rook c7 a5, oh, he would have a check. Okay, can I clamp down on b4 and there's rook c6 winning that pawn? My king seems to be in the wrong place. Oh, okay, can I try and disrupt the third rank? I'm wondering if I can get this pawn over here to make it more worth taking this one, with only this one 2 steps away. Imagine that's 2 steps away. I could afford to lose both of these pawns potentially. To queen my h pawn if it's only 2 steps away. Now rook c7 I'll take on b3. If I get h, okay, okay. This is getting dangerous. Can I get my king into the action? Is he going to kick my king with rook d3? That pawn could be loose. Okay, he's winning a pawn now. I can play this check to play here to play e4 later.
Check.
Although I might be accelerating losing the h pawn. Let's just, for the moment, just lose a7 for b3 for the moment. Tying him king down to f3 just for the moment. Oh, he's not going for a7. Okay, let's make this a little bit safer. Alright, I'm hoping to make some inroads at some point somewhere here. Ah! Okay, here, hang on a sec. Because I want to take out f3 and get this guy going. This guy's only 4 away. It doesn't matter about losing its doubled friend just that much. Because if I can take this guy out, then this guy against this guy. Race conditions. This one racing against this one. My king doesn't really want to be in the way. That's annoying. Ah! I go here to get a tempo. Now, okay. This is happening slowly, isn't it? Take on f3 takes on b6. If I play king c6, he's got that annoying rook e7. But I might have rook e3 here if f4 I can take. Or I can just take on f3. This could be simple about it. To check, take this one, racing this one. Right, if I have this as the passed a pawn. Alright, so it's this one against this one. But his king's in the way at the moment. So can I just try and cut his king or get these two going down together? I could put my rook behind there, prepare to sack the rook and have the two connected passed pawns potentially triumph. Now, would they triumph in this position? That's the question. If I just took, because he's about to play rook h5. The question is, do I really need to play that? I'm going to try it. Because I think his king's far. Just intuitively, I think his king's far. This one there, I'll be happier. Now he needs to move quickly as well. As long as I don't drop one of the pawns immediately. Or have I just lost this? There's opposition there. Have I just lost this?
Check.
I might have pushed too far, but he's so much down on the clock. Yeah, what's the evaluation here? Let's just check. It's probably a draw, right? It is a draw. Yeah, his king's just got... I didn't realise his king was necessarily getting back, so I tried for a win there, but I think it's just a draw, actually. Naughty me. Okay. MPG 1244. Yes, I've had a game against Basman, but not with that mate. I had a draw against Basman once, which is on the channel, if you check. Oh, okay. Rocky Top. Rocky Top. Okay. Bishop goes back. Or not. Can I play this? I'm hoping this is okay. Because this bishop might be a bit tied down. I hope. And I do wonder if I just move this back. Just to say about this bishop, to really not have a problem with knight e5 necessarily, leaving a potentially weak pawn. What about rook c1? And okay, I need to work out. I've got the isolated pawn now. It's if I can use it dynamically or not, because it does provide a nice outpost square on e5. I want the queen d3. If I can play like rook ad1 and tuck the bishop over here, this could be a good use of the outpost square e5 later. Now knight e5, there isn't knight d4, so I'm going to be hitting his queen. Takes, I'll be threatening bishop f6. If I okay. Whoa. Okay, let's just do this for the moment. Now there's nothing much happening there, I would say. But I could give queen d2 a punt for bishop h6, but there's always bishop f8, and then there's queen h4. But this might be like dangerous. Queen h4 after. He might be defending quite well on the other hand, and he's threatening bishop f3 now. So I do wonder, I'll be taking too many risks or not. I've done this recently, and I just lost like 5 moves later, so I thought I'll give it a punt here again. I've done this sort of set recently in a 5-minute, and it didn't work out well. That's to be scheduled on the channel as well, that bit of fun. But let's see if it works out here. So I'm just hoping to be able to use the 3rd rank, and if he takes, I might use the G file. You never know. If he takes, I might use this G file. Well, already there might be some material going soon. If I play this, I'm tying down the f6 knight, right? Because of queen h7. Now, I guess he wants his queen to go to g7. I don't want that particularly, unless the knight's here, because then I've got bang, bang, get the rook. You know what I mean? Bishop takes. takes queen g7. Okay, that's not happening, is it? It's not happening. So queen going back, evicted back for the moment. What about d5? Oh, all right. There's bishop f5. Hold on a sec. All is not lost. There's bishop f5. I don't have to have the queens coming off immediately. And also, I do wonder about d takes, because I've got d1 protected. It might be possible to dislodge, try and dislodge this defensive knight. Now he's pointing at g2. That's fine. So another question is, have I got d5? Queen moves, knight e4. Bishop g7, knight f6, bishop f6, queen h7, king h8, queen f7 mate. I think I'll go for this, because knight d5, rook d5, knight d5, queen. No, he can't use that knight because of queen h7, queen f7. So if the queen moves, I want a knight e4, knight moves, queen h7. Yeah, I think I want to play knight c to e4. This knight will have an indirect influence over the h7 square. If I can get knight e4 in, trying to distract the defender away from h7. It's all pretty crude, but you get the picture. Okay, this one. So knight takes queen h7. Bishop g7. I think I'm taking queen h7, queen f7. Okay. Right, I think
Check.
this is good for me, this queen h7, queen f7. Okay, if king f8, well, there's all sorts. If king f8, I wonder. I can have the knights protect each other. And maybe take on g6. If I take on g6, I'll get the e6 square, potentially. For queen e6, that would be like checkmate. So if he takes here, yes, I'll take this one. And it's still dangerous, this takes. But he could do that. There's queen f5 for queen f7.
Check.
Chasing the king. I think it'll be check and rook c1.
Check.
Without losing to a background mate. I think there's rook c1. Or there's b4. b4 might be stronger actually. Oh, he's resigned. I think b4 and bishop d3 in this final position. Yeah, I think like b4 check. And then bishop d3 is probably best. Thanks, Rocky Top. Okay, cap 77 red. Hello. The UK flag. I sometimes it really just backfires and I lose very quickly. I'm trying to put everything on YouTube that I have experienced on the auto pairing, all the trials and tribulations of the auto pairing. I had some luck recently. My auto pairing 5-minute rating hit for a moment 23.50 or 60, and then I played someone FIDE 26.70, Sarek, who has beaten Magnus Carlsen. That video is not posted in order. That video was posted earlier today on the King's Rush channel, and I really didn't put up any resistance at all. And I think I had this experience during the game of simply agreeing with my opponent's evaluations, and in fact it turned out he might not have played in the most accurate way. But because I psychologically just agreed with everything he did, I didn't question it. I think one can crack up when playing these FIDE 2670s, and not just because they're playing like really strong moves. I think this idea, you just like trust everything that they're doing without question. It's really, you've got to be their opponent, I think, and not trust what they're doing. But that's another little lesson. Okay, so F4, F5 maybe. This isn't an auto pairing rating, by the way. This is a standard blitz rating, and they're usually higher than the auto pairing ratings by some distance, sometimes 200 points or more. There's actually quite a lot of GMs with huge blitz ratings, like into the 3000s. So Queen H4, but auto pairing generally, you know, it's rare to see anyone over 2500 on the auto pairing. So okay, let's see what's happening here. So Rook AD1. Okay, he wants the queens off. Now this is two connected past pawn territory, so I'll be happy to swap, I think. Because of my two connected past pawns, I think I can get some mobility going with them. So I can consider the check, but might not do anything. What about knight d6 hitting b7 and f5? This is more lucrative, because I know the knight could escape back. I could damage the pawn structure. Rook e8. Okay, temporary move this. I'm looking at these pawns as mobile pawns, really. As Philidor said, pawns are the soul of chess. Yeah, if you're too trusting, because actually there was like a contingency plan of hitting e5. If the goal, I didn't need to, in this Sarek game you might have seen, I didn't need to play knight g6. I could have played, because he played queen h5. It was basically giving me a tempo for exactly the same sort of idea to put pressure on e5, and I just didn't see it during the game because I trusted him. I think, yeah, I think people have said, you know, I play worse against someone I'm just frightened of. I think it's true. I have to say, unfortunately, it's true. Okay, so knight takes d3. It's probably related to trust. Knight d3, but yeah, on the chessboard, you know, you gotta try and challenge the ideas somehow. I don't know, difficult sometimes. So c5, c6. There's no, at the moment, there's no back row issue, I think. So c5, c6. Okay, now knight f4 looks, for the moment, as though I could put the knight there. Any g5, knight h5. Okay, now my back row is getting weaker if I move to d2, so I'll leave it on. In fact, that would be like a back row mate, wouldn't it? Rook e1, and that wouldn't be funny. I think I need some air for my king to try and avoid the humiliation of a back row mate. I can need some air for the king here. Bullet and blitz are very impatient. Yeah, I think probably, you know. G3, G3, H3. I think G3. G3, G3. Wondering it's some air, but yeah, at the cost of weakening my second rank. But on G5, I've spotted knight H5. There's no time for rook e2 because of knight F6, picking up E4. So if there's no time for G5, this might not be such a big deal. I'll get on with these pawns now. With C6. Now this is going for knight F3, rook E2, rook H2, but that's not possible at the moment, right? I'm going to queen pretty soon. Knight G4, rook E2, rook H2, king G1. It's not mating yet. If knight was here and a rook was here, that would be mating. Alright, so he just needs rook E2 and rook H2. As soon as he plays rook E2, I'll play rook F3. So given that's the case, I'm hoping I can safely play this without getting mated. Because rook E2, yes, it threatens mate. But I've also got a check.
Check.
I'll play the check. I'm going to just
Check.
simplify. There'll be a rook up. That's enough. Surely. I've also got the pass pawn still. My main concern was not getting mated, so if I'm a rook up here, I'll cut the king off and then just play d6, d7, rook e8. Okay, thanks for the game, Capred. Mac and 72. Hello. So Denmark, right? I think that's. Am I getting better at flags? Nope, it's Sweden. Ugh. Sorry. Sweden. Okay, so this is the Knight's Tango. Yeah, I think King H2. Am I going to regret this setup if he plays King H2? That's the question. He has neglected potentially F4, so I wonder about Knight H5. There's Knight E5, Knight E5, Bishop H5. What about just Knight F4 straight off the bat here? Don't have to use this knight. So I might be threatening Bishop H3. Positionally, I think this is okay, this position with this bishop. I think it's pretty nifty in many respects. If I just play H5, G4, it should be fine, I hope. Because I am activating pieces while in the process of trying to attack. I think that's a good sign when you activate pieces and ideally close down the opponent's pieces, a sort of positionally based attack around the straitjacket of pawn structure. But here, this bishop's good. This bishop's okay. This rook's just being activated with h5. So I think as far as the straitjacket of pawn structure is concerned, it's a pawn structure friendly attack as far as the pieces and their scope are concerned. So, okay. I'm activating things, basically. I'm activating things while doing this attack. Set ratings off the game. Now I can take out this guy.
Check.
For rook h3, right? That would be mate if rook takes. It's actually suddenly mate rook h3. Oh, actually, my queen could also come down to a7 here on the dark squares. But I think rook h3, maybe even king e7, queen h8, either to h8 or to a7, both would seem quite good here. King e7 looks cute as well, actually, just this whole back row business. King e7. For queen h8. Okay. Oh! Thanks for the game, Macan. Nesmetanov, another Nesmetanov challenge 123. Hi there. Quite a lot of challenges tonight for you guys. Now, Nesmetanov did beat Tal once or twice, as well as becoming one of his trainers for the 1960 match. And one of my classic videos on the channel you should check out is well, he's got many beautiful attacking games, Nesmetanov. Okay, so was it positional queen sacrifice video I would recommend though? Against Chernikov. So if I go to f5, Not sure if it's Chernikov. Something Kov. Okay. So this f5 square is okay here. Now queen b6, d5, queen b2 might be okay. Although I play d5, just try and keep this structure fixed. I know my bishop is not great here. On the other hand, his bishop's not fantastic there. What I could try and do later is e6, put the bishop round here maybe to e7. At least it would be more flexible on e7. Let's try this. I know pressure's building up on c6. I could have just tried to get the queens off there. That would have been worth considering, actually. Yeah. Pressure's building a bit. Knight b5. D4 is pretty solid. That's one thing. Although he's got a blocked in bishop, it is adding solidity to White's position on d4, the centre in general. Knight b5, a6. Do I risk playing a6? Maybe. Chernikov. It wasn't against Chernikov. Thanks. Try and. Okay. So what about this for h3, g4? My bishop's kind of. No, he hasn't got g4 to take. Can I play h3 to establish the classic form pawn? In fact, h3. H3. I'll try and get rid of the queens. Takes knight b5 might not be funny. King d7, rook c7, king d8, rook b7. No. What if I did play a6? Would that be maybe even king f8, king g7 would satisfy connecting the rooks up. He could be going queen e1 to take this guy. Hold on a sec. Is queen e1 the plan? In which case I need this defensive battery on h4. King f8 to g7 leaves that defensive battery on h4. And then what do I do? Do I look down at the light squares later? King on g7, knight a5 to c4. Maybe it just gets kicked with b3. Intriguing. Bishop e4, threatening to double pawns. Bishop takes and bishop e4. Ooh, hang on. Things are getting a little bit of a concern. Is that bishop defensive? I'm wondering, I don't know. Hang on a sec. What swings this might be rook h5. Alright, I'll try this rook h5. Knight f4, queen g5, knight h5 is check. That's check. Knight f4, rook g5, bishop h4 is rook g2 check. Any good? Okay, can I go bishop e4? There's knight, bishop e4. My f file is getting some exposure. Or is it? Can I defend this f file? Or is rook f6 happening? Wow. Okay. Can I get the queens off? No, he just takes and wins the rook. Okay. Things look... Okay. I need some serious thinking now. I'm getting a little bit stuck. Okay, against knight f4, I'll move the rook in advance of knight f4 just for a moment. This will try and handle the problems in slow motion. Knight f4, then what? Then what? The rooks are more connected, which means queen a5 becomes pliable. Maybe I do want to do this. Unless there's rook c6. Takes, there's no check, so maybe that's possible. Takes, okay, just making sure rook c6 is not possible. Because if there was a check, this would be a tactic. The rooks are connected. Okay, I'm happier. Even if I lose h4, I'm happier because well, this is going to be an interesting endgame. Knight c4, and this pawn's dropping to something soon, pretty sure. Got to try and hit his pawns somewhere, sometime. But where? This pawn's going to be dropping, pretty sure. Get my king here and play a5. Weaken b4 is the only thing I can see. I need to do my king walk act now. In the meantime, okay, let me dissolve that pawn. That's good news in a way. Can I put this somewhere safe? So king over here, a5, a takes. Try and weaken b4. Is it better to have the check or not? I don't think it matters, because I can take and then bishop g6. King could come around here. I want to play for a4, a5. This is potentially dangerous now. I take.
Check.
Oh. I'm trying to weaken this b4. This is not happening really, is it? This knight seems totally stuck at the moment. What about bishop g6? Would his king ever get through on knight g6? If he took... No, hang on, he just plays knight h5. There's nothing, is there? I have to get the knight round. This is going to take another 6 million years to get the knight round somewhere. Knight a4 to b2, maybe to d3 later. Okay, that was an interesting game. The master of disaster. Hello, hi there. Okay, the master of disaster. No, the knight doesn't go that way. Okay, let's go around tango. As the scent of the woman, classic film. Tango, it doesn't matter if you make a mistake, just tango on. Knight g6. Knight f6, bishop c5. Bishop c5. h5, h4. My bullet repertoire has hijacked my 5-minute repertoire for this game, this particular game. But as I say, I don't feel it's such a terrible position as such, you know, from a positional perspective. In any case, because my pieces, as long as they're getting activated, and on the right side of the pawn structure, straitjacket potential, then it's okay. If they're being activated, my opponent's pieces are locked in. That's how I want it. Okay, this rook's going to be loose though. Queen e3. I need to probably move it now to avoid any terrible accident later. I'm going to move the rook back as an indicator. I'm keen on prophylaxis type measures to avoid disasters. So rook a8 as prophylaxis to get that away from being an unprotected piece. He could very well attack it now. I want to move it now. I'm just wondering, you know, these dark squares, are they going to be useful to me? Do it now. Right, if I activate the rook, if nothing else. The question is, do I want to take that? It does seem as though I might be okay to take that. On the other hand, maybe taking is a bad idea because of e5 potential later. If he plays f5, I don't think too much damage is done with the position. If I play king f8 for a moment, let's see, does he want to do that? Because that's a nice knight on e5. Does he play f5 or fe? If he, I mean, I think I'd welcome that somewhat. With knight takes e5, I think that would be a reasonable position. Nice isolated pawn there. I mean, not isolated, but kind of nice blockade, nice knight blockade. On f5, yeah, I'm not sure this is such a big deal problem because he's closed his road of attack. The question is, what am I doing in this position? What exactly am I doing in this position? Put it here. Maybe this here. This queen over. Oh, I think this queen over a7 takes over the role of the dark square bishop. This one here, I'm hoping I can have the knights like this. The queen on a7. In fact, any queen e3 would be knight g4. The queen was on a7. Just the positional type queen on the dark squares, which has weakened a bit. So queen b8 to a7. Yeah, queen here.
Check.
Now, is c6 something, or king e7? Do I need to worry about king at the moment? What about b5, a5, b4, just to try and generate some queenside pressure? He could sack the exchange if I took with the knight, but why would he? Can I do this just to generate some queenside pressure? On knight takes queen b6, I think that favours me a little bit to get some pressure down this side of the board. If I get to play b4, also looking at g1 here. If there's any sack, it could be handy to play queen g1 at some point. Right. Yeah, there's also queen e3 check. Oh, that would have won a piece, actually. I played this too quickly. Queen e3 was winning the knight, wasn't it, in the game? Yeah, played that too quickly. He's got knight e2, which stops the check. I'll do this to stop any maybe I want to play queen e3. Okay, this looks good for the a file in any case. Queen e3 with the idea of rook a1 looks pretty dangerous in any case. I'm hitting the knight and I'm threatening rook a1. Checkmate. It seems that is a checkmate threat. Yes, that seems safe enough. Yeah, king f1. Yeah, that parries for a moment. Yes. Okay. Bishop b5. This bishop's not doing anything at the moment. So that means if the king moves, bishop takes e2. Aha. I think I can play the check. And take... Ah, he's protecting that. So I haven't gained anything. I can play knight. No, I can't.
Check.
Yeah, I think I might have messed things up a bit, but anyway. Nevertheless, yeah, I think I missed that opportunity to win a piece. He hasn't got too much time, so I'm not too terrified as far as the clock situation is concerned. Okay, thanks for the game there. O'Hannison, hi there. Now, that is is that Iranian's country? Get the hover. Armenia. Yes, I guessed it without saying it. Armenia. So this line is something I picked up recently. It's recommended by Soltis in one of the books I've got, and not sure about losing the bishop though. He's got queen d3 next. Let's get the king castled. Oh, there might be bishop f6 if he doesn't play f6. Now if he plays... Oh, really? You don't want a form pawn like that. Knight g5. Oh, queen g5. Queen g5. g6. Queen h6. Form pawn looks winning. Can't do this. No, 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 no. Can't do this. This system was recommended by... I've got this book here. Winning with e4. It's... he calls it... What does he call it? Against the Alpine defense. I'm not sure it's got a name. Some early queen excursion. So queen g5, g6, queen h6. Looks as though this is not defensible. Wow. I don't know how black defends. Okay, thanks for the game, Hannison. Jetrel. Hello, Jetrel. There's quite a lot of challenges tonight. Things have picked up on this show as far as challenges from different people. Thanks for all your interest. Things have really picked up. I remember that show a few weeks back, playing on the auto playing a little bit more, but I hear there's like loads of challenges. Get the idea. It's going to be a hack attack game, isn't it? It's going to be a hack attack game. I better try and do something quickly before getting mated. I shouldn't have cancelled. I think I shouldn't have cancelled. Oh God. I'm gonna just check his profile. I'm in for a treat here. Trick or treat. Halloween. Trick or treat here. Am I in for a treat? Oh God. Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright. I didn't see the H4 move. Okay. The panic, the fear panic. Suspend it for a moment. Okay. If I took out this guy and played e5, would I be crushed really badly or a little bit badly? I'm gonna I don't know. Takes an e5. Is it already asking for it? I don't know. Am I completely asking for it? I want to maybe wait for d5 before taking, because then I'll be protecting c6. So he takes, I play knight e5, put the knight on c4. I've got this c file. Right, I'll do it now. e5, trying to hit d4 hard. Okay, I'm apparently not being h-file attacked, so that's good news. Ooh. Okay. This is going to be interesting. I think I want to keep the rooks on, because the entry point's covered. If I can keep the rooks on, I can torture this knight sitting in front of the pawn, I hope, with b5, saying I'm going to play b4, keep some tension going in the position. b5. If a3 is played, there's rook c4, which is threatening b4. Minority kind of attack takes is a way of losing a6 for b2, which is a way of hitting c2 and trying to undermine the knight. If I play for b4, a takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook b2, knight threatens, knight moves, rook c2, two rooks on the 7th, win f2. Thank you very much. So b4, I think, next. I wouldn't mind swapping b2, which holds the knight, with a6. Tactical considerations. Rook f6? Not sure. Maybe, in fact. Oh, blimey. King takes knight d5. There are some tactics going. I've got to factor in rook f6 now immediately. a5, knight b5, rook c2. Rook f6 is not doing anything here. Can I do this for b4? Yeah, if the rook's there, yeah, takes. Am I just imagining stuff which is a move behind? Probably. Okay, it's got to be factored in, whatever. So b4 for rook c2, I hope. b4 for rook c2. All right. Can I play b4 without getting annihilated? So if he's got rook f6,
Check.
Well, if I'm taking on b2, I want to get both my rooks to the 7th rank. Okay, thanks for the game, General. Yeah, that looks pretty promising there. Syrian 77. Have we played Syrian? I'm just losing track now. Pretty sure we might not have done. No, don't think I played Syrian. Okay, not tonight. Good variety of challenges. Thanks, General. Thanks for all you do for chess fans. Thanks, General. Thanks. Okay, Syrian. I think he's mashed me up before. Let's play an open Sicilian. Or has he? I'm not sure. Let's play this 1970s system. Back to the Future with this. Okay. I think it's still played nowadays. So the poison pawn variation. We're going to go into the amazing poison pawn variation now. Yeah. If I played e5 and sacked another pawn and played bishop f6 and knight d5, it would be entertaining, so I'll play it. I don't know. I'll be threatening knight c7. That's about all I can see. I'm doubling the pawns. I'm threatening knight c7. Probably it gets horrible for me, but it looks good for a little bit of fun anyway to play like this just before he castles. So knight c7, friend, as well as knight f6. Knight c7.
Check.
Well, it was a poison pawn. Playing a rook. There's queen b4 to get the queens off. Now queen b4 knight d3 is embarrassing as a double check, so let's just castle for a moment. That would be a horrible double check, which is not amusing. Would not be amused with that double check. Can I get my knight back, or even just take the bishop? Actually, one concern. Okay, this knight was fragile. Take that out of the equation. I'll take the king out of the firing line on diagonal. Probably. Can I change that central knight? And queen e2 or queen f4. Okay, if I change the knight again, oh, hang on, there's bishop h6. That wouldn't be fun either. Bishop h6. Can I kick this guy without getting mated? Bishop h6, queen g3. There's no h4 there. But knight e3 probably ran into bishop h6. Funny enough. Right, can I put some pressure on g6? I wonder if knight f5, if I play takes and knight d6, I'll be on b7. Just knight e5 here? Knight e5 or knight d6? Knight e5, is that knight finally a bit okay if I put it on e5? I'm threatening queen g6 again. Actually, that's a good side of the knight. It's not just pretty there. It helps queen g6 again. And bishop f6. Well, it's rook b7. If queen e5, I just take that pin, mighty pin. I've got queen e5 here. I've got rook f4 here. If I play rook f4, it's got queen e5. That's a nice little trick. If he plays that though, there's queen g6, king g8, and then something like queen e8. That looks like winning, actually. Rook f4, queen e5, queen g6, king g8, queen e8. I've opened up the bishop. Bishop f8. In that position, don't I have rook f8? Yeah. I think this is good because queen. Okay, let's look at this again. Queen e5, queen g6. All right. bring the knight back. There is a check here, king h2.
Check.
Okay, as long as bishop e5 isn't the killer. Probably just double the rooks, where rook c4 is good. If I play rook c4, just threatening to double the rooks. Double trouble. Now, interesting. Knight g5. I mean, ooh, rook f7. There's queen e5. No, queen e5 suffers with knight f7. Bishop moves with rook h7. Rook moves, there's rook g7. f4. Let's go with f4. He's resigned. Okay, thanks for the game, Syrian. Have we played t-knight? T-knight? No. Okay, t-knight's provisional. Hello, t-knight. O2. I'll try and harass this fianchettoed bishop. I don't like having this played against me, so I thought I'll try it here when I play b3. Because I think this bishop can be harassed again, potentially with you know, d5, knight e4, that sort of thing. So d5, knight c6, knight e4 is the plan, just to try and hit this bishop again. There's pressure on d4, obviously. So can I play for bishop b4 to try and undermine the dark squares here? If I play bishop b4, try and undermine these dark squares a bit. This one? There is a check, bishop d7. I don't think that's too dangerous. Just want to undermine a bit the dark squares. Got my pawn on the queen side here. Not too worried about taking. It's e3 would be weak after. Right. Okay. If I castle, is it too dangerous? What if I suspend castling? Hold on a sec. Because I don't know. Bishop f6 might be something cooking here against my king. Something cooking against my king if he castles, takes here, rook swings in. Let's be cautious about castling here. Knight e5 might not be possible because the bishop takes. So his knight's for the moment I think tied down. Now if he castles, okay. Now if he does this, okay, that's interesting. Sort of. Isn't that queen c3? Oh, that's king f2. If I played knight e4, he's going to castle. I can't challenge this knight, can I? Can I do it with h5 and knight g4? Just to challenge this knight, because I can't challenge it via d7. I don't think it matters if he takes here. If I can get rid of this pesky knight and hit e3, he could play h3. I'm just wondering to wait with rook c8 to see what he's doing with his king. If I play rook c8, I'm not really threatening anything. Where's d4 is useful. Intriguing. If he castles, what is going on there? Knight g4, takes, queen e3. Might be an okay position. This position, he's holding e3. If I just do this for a moment. In fact, I just had a thought. Why don't I just play knight e4?
Check.
Just try and get rid of this bishop. Okay. Yeah.
Check.
An inconvenience for sure. Temporary, I hope. Hold h5. Well, the queen's on it as well. I'm just wondering about rook d8. b4 needs to be factored in here. If I can play rook d8. Bit of trouble for me. I'll sack that pawn. I think it might be more trouble than it's worth for him to take on e4. Queen b4, rook d4, rook takes. Might not be. It could just be a free pawn I've just given him. Recklessly. It looks like a free pawn. Naughty, naughty, naughty. I've given him a free pawn for nebulous compensation. Actually, if I can double though, this might be okay. He hasn't got rook d4 immediately. Rook e5, queen b5. Rook b5, maybe I'll take. Okay, I'm stopping rook d4 for a moment. If I'm getting queen b4, that might be some compensation. This d-file. Oh, as soon as I play queen b4, he's got rook d4. Takes. If he takes, queen c3, threatening queen b2. Not really threatening anything. His king's holding his queen. And if I played f5 more radically, so there's no rook d4, there's rook e5. Oh, he's going in for this. Oh, this is fine. On rook d4, queen e3, there's rook f4. So I think this is safe for rook f4. Maybe he was banking on this position.
Check.
Now he's short on time in this rook and pawn ending. Now, is there anything better? Rook queen f5 actually threatens rook e4 actually. There's no queen c5 check. Maybe his king's more endangered. That's rook f1. No, there's not rook f1. Queen b6. Queen b6. Queen e4. My king can go to f6. I think his king's more in danger. Play rook d4. Rook d4. There's queen c2. There's rook d2. Phew. Oh, it seems safe to take the queens off. I don't think I should be easily mated if I take the queens off. Given the clock advantage here, I think a practical decision about it, to try and reduce the possibility of getting mated, is sometimes a good idea if the opponent's only got 20 seconds. Leaving the queens on is leaving the possibility sometimes of being mated quite easily sometimes. So get those queens off sometimes. f4.
Check.
Try and get my pawns going.
Check. Check.
Get the king up. Uh-huh. Get behind these pawns. Uh-huh.
Check.
Rook c2. Right. Put this
Check.
rook king on the back row for a moment. Drive the pawns a bit more.
Check. Check. Check.
A lot of checks.
Check.
If I go around here. I think my king's in good shape here for these guys. Okay. Thanks for the game, T-Knight. Now difficult has been challenging a bit, and there's no rating. Alright, unrated blitz game with difficult. Now his nickname implies this might be difficult, and I don't know what information I've got. I've got no information about this player, so to go on. That's the default 1400 rating. So disclaimer: if I get horribly mashed, I put out my disclaimer now. Yeah. I have nothing to go on. Is that finger notes? Nope. Not played any rated games yet. It sticks to unrated maybe. Okay. Should I be worried? I'm wondering about if he castles, there might be a great gift opportunity. Okay. You could play bishop f6. Okay, I'm hoping I can do something with this pawn on the e file. Like at least lock it down with rook e1 is the pretty standard protocol to lock down this pawn to try and keep the bishop hemmed in. So looking out for blockade squares on e5, potentially to dislodge the knight away from h7 with using the blockade square. He's got things like knight g4. I can play maybe g3 because knight g4, knight d4, knight d4, queen h2. Knight g4, if he's really going for this, maybe g3. I'm wondering h5 or bishop g6. I don't think that would work. Okay, so knight g4, I'm not ruling it out, but I might have to play g3. On h3, no, I can just play h3. Hold on a sec. Knight d4, I just play h3 for crying out loud. If he plays knight g4, all right. Which means coming back to the dark squares, c5 and e5, I can play things like b4, bishop b2, rook c1, try and lock down c5 and e5. So bishop b2, rook c1 pins the knight, threatens b5, locks down e5 even more. It looks like pretty classic stuff. Okay, so rook c1, knight b3 maybe to c5. Right, so knight c5, knight e5. Queen d3, knight e5. Queen d3, you know, there's always a knight e4. Unless I try and factor in rook e4, takes, g6. This position, there's always a knight e4. Alright, can I get to play knight e5 here? I said about the blockade. And I might use it here. Knight e5, okay. Maybe like f4 is also an interesting idea, just to make sure I'm locking down this e6 pawn and that bishop. Let's keep a lockdown on the e5 square. Maybe even g3 as prophylaxis, just in case f4 is weak at an unexpected moment. Although I am weakening my knight squares, but the possibility of my knight squares being exploited right now seems very little. Okay, can I just do this to get the d4 square? I'd say queen h5 is dangerous. g6 takes, check, rook comes in. Yeah, queen h5. This loses a piece. Bishop takes, queen d7. Rook f4. I'm just winning a piece here. Thanks for the game. Difficult. Okay, no more unique challenges at the moment. Should we play an auto pairing? Should we have an auto pairing? Yeah. Okay. Let's have an auto pairing. Now the EVA auto pairing system is probably matching me up now against some super GM because I crossed a dangerous. Playing Chris. Just explained. Okay. Now, unfortunately, Chris also has seen my repertoire inside out, so it's not only really strong, he's got insider information. In fact, he has a laugh with my repertoire. Yeah, he has a laugh. Oh dear. Yeah, we've both done repertoires recently on Chessable. If you want to check them out, he's very good theoretician. One of the strongest, I reckon, IMs theoretically. So this is the evil system he's got against my Scotch game. Huh? Am I going to be able to play f3 later? The thing is, f3 has d5, and I probably get blasted to kingdom come after d5. If I sneak in queen b3, knight a5, bishop f7. If I play queen c2, this might be a lesser evil. I hope things are not collapsing too quickly with queen c2. I've been going through Chris's Banco Gambit book at chessboard, and I've learned how to play queen a5 so far as an interruption check. Unfortunately, I played the same idea against the GM recently in completely different position, and I got mashed. But it wasn't the fault of anything I picked up from Chris's repertoire. Yeah. So don't blame him. It's just my fault for, sometimes you get ideas from a completely different position. Well, I do, and they're completely wrong and inappropriate for other positions. Funny enough. So, yeah. Okay. So queen b3, bishop e6. He's not really going to open up this f file, is he? So if I play king h1, am I expecting to be mashed? He's not going to play knight e3, right? He could play rook e3. Right, can I play for queen b3 for a laugh? Can I try and soften his king? I don't know. Bishop d3. He's not tickle his king side. Get him to play g6. Knight e4 to c5 strikes me as a as something. I don't know. Knight e4 to c5. Is he brewing up some attack over here? Can I play knight e4 without getting blasted? So knight c5. It's fragile. e3's dropping. Can I support that idea? I don't know. Knight c5, knight c5. Do I get mashed with knight c5? I don't want to be too negative about it. Knight c5 has got bishop f5. Bishop f5, there might be knight f6. Bishop f5. Well, we have an interesting position. So knight f6, would he have factored in knight f6? Getting that light square bishop.
Check.
Yeah, does seem to win a pawn. That's unfortunate. Bishop d7, I guess, doesn't do anything, right? The check doesn't do anything. Let's take that. Can I try and get the e file? At least. Oh, he's always got knight b4 as well around the corner. And got queen e2. Bishop d7 takes knight before queen e2. Let's try and get this e file. That's a pretty pointless move. Maybe. Do I get the e file? I don't know. Do I? Really? Honestly. D1. Get the d file instead. Bishop f5. Still on back row. Bishop d3 to c4 for queen g6.
Check.
Some sort of minority attack. Pawn down minority attack. Rook e5, bishop moves.
Check.
I'll get behind this rook. I'll try and fracture the structure. Not sure this is doing anything too much. Let's play b5 or not. Bishop a6 for b7. He's got knight d7. f3 for bishop e4. Bishop a6 here, knight b6. Let's check. b7. Let's try this.
Check.
That's f7 pawn.
Check.
Got two connected pass pawns. Try and get my pawns going before it's too late. Knight f3 is dangerous. Uh-oh. That's pre-move mode.
Check. Check.
Oops.
Check. Check.
Good game. It's tense. To the end. Oh man. What are we playing again? What's happening here? What's this? Oh, it's post-mortem. Alright.
Check.
Oh, let's stick the analysis on. Alright. So, castled. It seems to be okay. Rook E8. I played Queen C2, that's a reasonable move. So we have this position. Oh, mistake. Now, why is this a mistake? D5. Yeah, isolates pawn. I should have not had the isolated pawn, probably. This is safer, isn't it? D5 here. I can just take there. Right, that's the point. So I can take on D5. So I think that was a mistake, actually, because he got a nice play on the isolated pawn. And black's a little bit better.
Check.
I don't think this helps losing the pawn there. If there was an alternative, I think black's better anyway at this point because of that isolated pawn. Yeah, I mean it's sitting very comfortably around the isolated pawn.
Check.
Okay, so I lose basically the isolated pawn. Try and generate something. And
check.
What happened here? Does it
Check.
change the valuation around here at all? As bishop c4 is mentioned, I don't think the evaluation is necessarily getting exciting
Check.
there.
Check.
Just don't think. I think
Check.
it was a one-way after that. Oh, there might have been some. Let's have a look at this. I think this ending's losing as well. Actually, is that? Yeah. Oh, hang on. No, hang on. Okay, apparently
Check.
this might be tricky actually. The check and queen could be Apparently
Check.
this is tricky.
Check.
Yeah. When I do that, if I don't play the check, if I do this, oh
Check.
yeah, there's a check, isn't it?
Check.
It's a check. Right. It's close. It wasn't complete. He's going easy on me, probably because I'm streaming. It's probably going easy on me. Yeah, thanks, Chris. He didn't kill me too much. Oh dear. Okay, so one more auto pairing. That was fun. Another IM. You see, when you get to this 2300 place, you get to play loads of IMs and GMs. It's one of the golden nuggets of the ICC that there's record numbers of IMs and GMs to actually play on the auto pairing, so you can get completely mashed. So we have some sort of Sicilian where I don't want to be locked down to D5 too much. It's all in the timing, all in the D5 war here. I wonder if B4 is okay. B4. If knight d5 enters take and I'm on the bishop, right? Is this a reasonable position? Maybe he plays a3. Surely he plays a3. Okay, try and keep the fight on the e4 square. So knight d5, knight e4. Is that crazy? I think I've seen a Fischer game or two in this sort of position. What would Fischer play here? Rook c8 to play b4, because b4 immediately locks down. If I play this to try and get c2 at the end of it, if I force him to play a3, I'm wondering about d5 as a pawn sack. He's letting me play b4 here. I think I'm tempted. I've got bishop h4 here as a resource. It's g3. If it takes rook c2. If he takes like this, bishop h4 might be interesting. g3, bishop g5. They castles, queen b6. Queen b6, castles queenside, bishop g5. Queen b6. I don't need this check. What about just queen b6 for a moment? He's got the check here. I didn't factor that in.
Check.
So I forfeit castling. He weakens d5 in doing that check, so maybe queen c5. There's a check, doesn't do anything. There's queen e3. Queen e3. Maybe it's worth trying to get the queens off here. I don't think his queen's got too many great spots. In fact, any to escape. Have the bishop pair, slightly weakened d5. The bishop pair looks okay. Of course, he can plonk a knight maybe on e4 later. Do I worry? I don't want to pacify the bishop totally. Keep it around here. Oh, this might have been dumb. I'm getting to play in a really dumb way now with this bishop. Fantastic. Can I play g6? Try and bishop g7 this. Okay, if I lose a pawn, he loses h4. If he's going to win g6, he'll lose h4. I'm trying to hit d5, bishop b3. Oh. I'm not sure this is clever. Knight e4, there's rook c4 maybe, hitting the knight. Maybe I should have done that immediately. Hits h4, rook c4 would have been good. Forget about d5 for a moment. c4, rook c4. I can still play it here. Stops knight e4. Hits h4. Hold on. Hang on, there's bishop d5 if I live to tell the tale on f6. There's bishop d5 here, as well as rook h4. Rook h4, bishop d5. I have to stop knight f5. If I can get f5 in, h5, h5, f5, hg, f4.
Check.
Okay, let's get the rooks off. I think h4 is weak. I'll play rook g4 here. Trying to avoid knight f5. Trying to avoid knight f5. In fact, rook g1, bishop h4, knight e2 takes. I'll take this pawn after. I'll take this one after. So rook g1, bishop h4 without knight f5. In fact, even rook g1, g takes, knight f5 is not winning the rook. Pawn's holding the rook. Right, so now the question about this is, what is he doing here if he has to move the knight? I'll take pawn. Outside pass pawn. Don't need to have the hassle of that pawn there. Play bishop c8, I think. Just avoid any hassle. I can split his pawns. Try and drag this one down. It's guided by this one. h3, rook g2. And take on c4. Why does he want me to take on c4? Rook g1, I can go back to g4. I'm tempted. Prove that. Rook g1, rook g4. Let's play this. Rook h4 coming up. Rook f3, h2. I've resigned, I think. I've recovered my rating a bit on the auto pairing. Oh, it's 5 minutes to, guys. It's 5 minutes to the end of this fantastic session. So I think should we play just one more, like a 3-minute game? I'll play on the 3-minute auto pairing to fit into approximately 5 minutes. Okay, let's play on the 3-minute. So this is a 3-minute auto pairing rating here. This 2200. It's even tougher to get a decent rating on the 3-minute, I think. Oh, d5. D5 is that's too stupid to play d5. I don't know. Hang on. Well, you know, maybe there's queen h4.
Check.
Knight g3. Knight f3, queen h5. Oh, he's got the bishop. Okay, I'll
Check.
take that. Plan B. Bishop c5 threatening mate. I didn't spot that, by the way. Oh well. Bishop h3. Oh, again, the bishop's holding the queen. Bishop h3 doesn't work. Oh, so I'm just a piece down for nothing, right? Oh, that is really great. That is really clever.
Check.
I'm doing my traditional disastrous last game impression. If I castle queenside or c6 for a moment, trying to avoid losing f7 just for fun. Pin this guy. Maybe castling and rook d3. Trying to get some counterplay. No. Oh, there's a check for knight f4. Try and pick up a pawn.
Check.
That's something at least.
Check. Check.
G-file could be dangerous if I get my rooks to his king later. So if I castle and then rook g8, I'm hoping to get some sort of attack a piece down. My castle, rook g8, so we can take. But there might be a mating net here because there's like knight and 2 bishops. His pieces seem congested, so I'm a little bit on the optimistic side.
Check.
Let's do this. Where's his king going?
Check.
I'll take a knight f4. There's bishop e7. Take a knight f4 for bishop f5. I'm connecting up his rooks if I take. So if I play bishop e7 instead, threatening f5. That might be cleverer. Just not to connect his rooks immediately. f5, king h3. f4 for bishop h3. Yeah, the bishops would combine on these two diagonals. If I got in f5, if he puts the knight in as h6, puts the bishop in, maybe there's rook g5 and h6. So he goes there. I play f4 threatening bishop h3 check. I think this is potentially some fun
Check.
to be had. So he's on my knight. Can I play f4 with anything stronger? I can take this one as well. Still got the bishops and this rook, so I'm vaguely optimistic about this. Because his king's kind of not too happy. If I take this to keep the bishop here. So bishop f5, bishop d6. Looks like some sort of staircase effect. Trying to get a checkmate. There's e2 here. Gives me bishop d6. It's got knight f5. Knight f5 threatens knight e7. So is he coming out of this? What about rook f1? Oh. If I take him rook f1?
Time warning.
Better play and move. Oh, I've only got 15 seconds. I better just move here. Just move, move, move. Move, move, move.
Check. Check.
Move, 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 move. Pre-move, pre-move
Check.
time, pre-move time, pre-move time. Bishop g4. Is that here? Bishop f4.
Check. 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 Check.
Got him on time. I got him on time. It's only 3-minute chess, not to be taken too seriously. Okay. Wow. Okay, it's a fun one tonight, huh? Fun. I hope you enjoyed it. So if it was like 1 is fun and 10 was boring, I hope it's sort of fun tonight. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great weekend and see you next week, yeah? But if you want to vote now for 1 or fun, boring, I'll just chat to my co-producer about ending here. This is 11 PM UK time. This might be a good time to end here. It's actually 11:02. Oh, that was intense. Okay, until next week. Okay, happy King's Crushing to you on the chessboard. Thanks very much. Comments, questions, likes, appreciate it. Cheers then.